So this is video number 2 from the Google Earth images, courtesy of Google Earth. Again, we're going to start at the Ministry of Defence and we're going to go to the Montebello Islands in Western Australia. Google Earth has this fantastic trip across the world. So for people that were at the Montebello Islands, here is what it looks like. I'm going to zoom out so you can see where it is in relation to Australia. Still going. Small islands off Australia. So let's zoom back into the Montebello Islands. Here we are. So with the Montebello Islands, you can see it straight away. It says Montebello Islands Conservation Park because they don't want anybody being on the islands for more than an hour. What's interesting in this is that Google Earth have overlaid the Montebello Islands with G2. So you can actually zoom in, which we're going to do, all the way into G2. So let's zoom in. So you can see here there is absolutely nothing here. It just tells you the location of where it is. It calls it an historic landmark. So there is nothing on this Montebello Islands. You can see there are no houses. The bay, again, it looks beautiful, but there is nothing here. It's different to Christmas Island. People come to visit, but that's it, because of the levels of radiation that are on the island. If you move over to the islands, you've got Cocoa Beach, you've got the main bays, but you can see that it is mostly uninhabited. It's used a lot for diving, but it's a restricted area because it's a conservation park, so the whole thing. If you still go to the Montebello Islands, you can still go along. The sign is still there that tells you not to pick up any material and that this island is highly radioactive. So in relation to the other tests, if we look at Australia, and I think people forget how big Australia is, it's huge. This is a huge country. If we type in Maralinga, it's here. So it's right in South Australia. And you will see that there is obviously a nature reserve and a conservation park again. But it's not very far really to the main areas of Australia. There are areas of a lot more inhabitants around there, and of course there is the Maralinga Tjaruta tribe who own this land, and these lands were taken away from them. So let's go and have a look, and they were forever contaminated. So let's have a look in Maralinga. So we've got Oak Valley. People who know the history of Maralinga know that. So this is the Maralinga area, and you can see again it's a vast desert. And you can see why it was used, because they believed that there was nothing there. It was a huge area of desert, middle of nowhere. But they did not take into consideration the indigenous people. And it's just disgraceful. I have no words to say. So we're going to go to Emu Field now, which, if you Google, use Google Earth, it actually says it's Emu Field Nuclear Test Area. Again, there is hardly anything there. It's just marked as the Emu Field Nuclear Test Area. You can see that there is a road network. There are a triangle here to Emu Field, the Emu Field Test Area. And if you zoom in on Emu Field, you will see the scars on the landscape from nuclear testing. We have to remember what we did as the British government did to this area. We left it highly contaminated. Highly contaminated. And it's still a huge desert area where the indigenous people live. This is their land, and we took it away from them and contaminated it, cleaned it up, or we told them that we cleaned it up, and then we gave it them back. And it is terrible what we did to these people. It really is. Going back to Maralinga, you will see that there is a whole area built up within Maralinga. You have got houses, you've got a town, you have farms, and areas of where people live. This is Maralinga Airport, where you would land if you came to Maralinga. But you can see this is Maralinga Airport. This is Taranaki. And it's titled Taranaki Bomb Radiation Cleanup Pit. Radiation Cleanup Pit on Google Earth. Then if you come across, this is one of the famous images that you can see from the sky of where the testing took place in Maralinga. Drawn out forever to be a scar on the landscape here. So you can see that what we did with the testing has forever affected these lands. And they need help. They need victim assistance. They need recognition. I hope this has helped people to see that the legacy of the testing program is still very much alive. These places are forever affected, and we must help and do as much as possible to make sure that it never ever happens again. And as in the words of the great Shirley Denson, who told me, and Gavin Williamson. If they were so safe, why didn't you test them on the Isle of Wight? Why did you travel so far across the world, out of sight, out of mind, and do the tests over here in the Pacific? Unfortunately, Gavin Williamson did not have an answer to that. Thanks very much for watching again. If you want any more, we can help as much as possible with them. Thanks.